Thank you very much. Now the thing about Edinburgh is by this stage all the publicity photographs have been done, so now I'm basically locked in to that whole Peter Sutcliffe Yorkshire Ripper look, you know, just trying to rehabilitate it really for everyone, because looking like the Yorkshire Ripper hasn't been that popular since the Yorkshire Ripper. Right? He was the death knell of that look. I get to see some of you looking a bit worried there, thinking, is he the Yorkshire Ripper? Sorry, don't worry about it. I've never killed any prostitutes in the Yorkshire area. Whatsoever. A long way to go just to put your name on the serial killer circuit. Now, basically, it's 40 years now since man landed in the moon. I was just thinking, does this generation, do we have any achievement of comparable magnitude? And luckily we do, because Marks and Spencer's have just started selling whiskey in metal cans. And you've got to imagine, as a Scotsman, this is a breakthrough I've been waiting for. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, a whiskey in a metal can. Thin, narrow can like Red Bull, quarter of whiskey, 3/4 of American ginger ale. Ideal for that busy alcoholic on the move. Or, I suppose if you're the sort of person that likes drinking whiskey but feel that drinking out a glass just has too much inherent dignity. Because, you know, I'm a whiskey drinker, I like drinking whiskey, I like after a few whiskies it makes you feel a bit dizzy. Start banging into bits of furniture. Like the way that it makes you a bit indiscreet, you can start making one or two inappropriate remarks. Like the way that at 3 in the morning, you can be standing at a bar with a complete stranger discussing how tomorrow you'll set up a company together. So I only drink whiskey at Christmas now, or Xmas, as I call it. I'm an Xmas person. Xmas, where we celebrate the birth of the baby X, who cannot be named for legal reasons. After being taken into care, fallen being found born in a stable. I know that Jesus in the stable was 2,000 years ago, but that sort of treatment of a child surely was unacceptable, even by the standards of those days. We've heard all the excuses about why it happened, you know, there was no room at the inn, that Bethlehem was busy. Well, you know what, they should have left earlier. Of course it was going to be busy. It was Christmas time. Actually, I don't think much of Joseph, you know, Jesus' dad, or his stepdad. That's given me his proper title. Yeah. Just accepted the word of the innkeeper. No room at the inn. That was it. Didn't try to argue with him. Didn't try to persuade him. Didn't try to bribe him. Now, say what you like about Joseph Stalin, but he would have found room in that inn. Of course, he's not as bad as Joseph's not as bad as Dennis Nielsen, the serial killer. Appreciate some of you are a bit too young to remember Dennis Nielsen, so for your benefit, let's just recap one of Dennis's greatest hits. Basically, he used to pick up young men in bars and clubs, take them home, strangle them to death, and once they were dead, just sit their bodies in armchairs and watch television with them. Yeah, I think looking back on it, there's something not quite right with the boy. People make the mistake, because he lived in Muswell Hill in London, they assume he was a Londoner, and he was Scottish. In fact, he's one of my lot, so if I'm being honest, my kind of serial killer, Scottish, but does all his killing in England. But believe me, unless you're Scottish you won't appreciate this, but in Scottish culture there is an extremely fine line between folk hero and evil bastard. Extremely fine line, and that line is the border. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm Stephen Carlin, one to stand for. Thank you very much. Good night.